child, Drea Michelle, was eager for the new year to begin before she was tempted by her wigs again. Drea had some awful things to say to Mariah Carey when she got out with a much younger man. Drea was also furious that we weren't criticizing Mariah for being older than her new partner, as she had received criticism for her relationship with Jaylen Green himself. However, if Drea believed she would win people onto her cause, she might have another surprise in store. But let's get started now, because we have a lot of terrain to cover. Do any of you recall the entire incident between Draya Michelle and Jaylen Green? It has been a while. Everything is fine, great. Given that Drea had been doing well all of her life, many people felt they looked fantastic when they were first pictured together. Let's be straightforward, these basketball players also tend to attract older girls early in their careers. As a result, Jaylen and Drea's relationship seemed to be a passing phase. She didn't find out Jaylen was the father until after she gave birth with a huge baby bulge. Indeed, Jaylen's children predate his child with Drea. However, Drea was dragged for dirt as a result of the occurrence that profoundly enraged many people. Keep in mind that Drea is approaching 40 and Jaylen is only 22. She is old enough to be this man's mother. Drea has a child the age of Jaylen, as if things weren't already too hectic. But it's more than that, too. We don't want to talk about women like this, but Drea is known for having affairs with rich guys on a regular basis. Her status as a pass-around was known to their mother. Having a child with Jaylen felt more or less like a ploy to get a bag with a young, promising athlete, as guys her age no longer took her seriously. Drea and Michelle have won the lotto, quote, held a newborn in Jaylen Green's little butt, last quotation. Furthermore, quote, I don't give a damn about his legal status. Conclusion. Dating someone your child's age feels strange. Furthermore, to paraphrase Drea before locking Jaylen Green up with a newborn, Michelle didn't even let him to experience life. Her interpersonal dynamic is man-dominant. She went too far, is the final quote. And believe me when I say that those were the words of encouragement, because darling, nobody was cheering her on. Drea made an effort to appear unconcerned and acted as though the response had not impacted her. Her recent comments on Mariah Carey, however, clearly show that she witnessed all of those taunts and that they are infuriating her. When Mimi came home with Anderson as her new lover, she was overjoyed. And everyone was thrilled to see Mariah with someone she genuinely loved. The age gap between the two didn't bother some, and the pair was receiving a ton of congratulations. Drea noticed, too. She added, quote, that's a 17-year age gap smile. Mimi, go. Also enclosed in parentheses are your selective wits. Now wait, not the kind of woman who is always looking for a check and worrying about the multi-millionaire and award-winning star. The way they exploit the difference in their stances on Drea tells you everything you need to know, but let's examine it in more detail. In the music industry, 38-year-old Anderson .Paak is well respected. He had a wife in the past, but they just divorced. He has his own kids and is self-sufficient financially. Mariah is far wealthier than .Paak, and from what we understand, she has no immediate plans to get pregnant again. Without a certain, she is not attempting to confine him with a child. On the other hand, as I mentioned, Drea's case is unique. She had a child with a man who was the same age as her son. Actually, she and her 22-year-old child just went to his game with his 22-year-old stepfather. How crazy is that? Even odd was the fact that Drea was a mentor to Jaylen's ex-girlfriend, Bria Hicks. Do you recall Bria's previous relationship with Christian Combs, Diddy's son? Bria reminded me of myself as a child, Drea said. I can't get over how Draya Michelle was all in Bria Hicks's house and watched her grow up, only to start dating that young girl's ex-boyfriend, Jaylen Green, said one critic. Drea is totally mistaken. She ought to be seeing someone her own age, let alone someone who used to work for you. You knew her mother and you were everything to her. It's time for Bria Hicks to start dating Drea's son. It appears that Drea was formerly Diddy's girlfriend, and she has been searching for any opportunity to grow. She did just that. Everyone knows that baby is a means to acquire the bag. Compared to Jaylen, she has lived the fast lifestyle for a longer period of time. Despite being 17 years apart in age, Mariah's relationships with Anderson and Jaylen have different dating objectives and maturity levels. Jaylen is in her 20s. Anderson is approaching the age of 40. Do you fail to see that, Drea? It simply won't work for her to come out and brag about her and Mimi doing the same thing because fans are tearing her apart as they should. Anderson, quotation, "The child still calls his mother to inquire how many Tylenols to take because Pac has grown so much." Complete the quotation. I don't mean to offend, but Mariah is worth $350 million. Pac is $6 million. Mariah has no desire to become pregnant in order to force him to make child support payments. We understand the difference. He wants to get pregnant with Mariah, if nothing else. Complete the quotation. In addition, Ms. Drea the Crouching Cougar lacked the guts to bring up Anderson and Mariah Carey. I do, however, sincerely want to hear your opinions. Does Drea have a point, or is she simply having a rough day? Share your opinions in the space provided for comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, due to the fact that there will be many more in the future. I'll also see you in the upcoming video.